Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is Wednesday, July the 7th, 2021, and this is your 3 business tips at 3 o'clock in and around 3 minutes. Episode number 242. Today, folks, we're going to talk a lot about dealing with some hardships as a business owner. A couple of them here in a series. We're going to talk about crisis management today. We're going to talk about business owners being decisive, keeping your poise, and processing issues. There's an old saying, one I don't particularly like, but I think is pretty much true. It says you're either going into a crisis, you're in a crisis right now, or you're coming out of a crisis. Notice that the word crisis is centered around all of those. As a small business owner, solopreneurs, you're going to deal with some good times and some bad times and some crisis times. Crisis times seem to always be happening, whether you be dealing with making money or expanding your business or buying a piece of property or hiring certain individuals. There are elements of small business that just come with the territory that pretty much require you as a business owner to be in crisis management. So I want to talk about 3 tips that will really help you with crisis management. At least that's what I'm studying. Business tip number 1. Decisiveness. If there's one thing that you need, business owners, is the ability to make decisions quick and be decisive about them. Where I see businesses getting into trouble is him and hawing or taking time or not dealing with the crisis appropriately. You need to have your best game, put your best foot forward, and you need to be decisive about making decisions during a crisis. Business tip number 2 is called Poise, but I would say not losing your cool, to think before you speak, to keeping it together. You're the leader, you're the front man, whether it be in front of the customers or clients or dealing with your staff. Your ability to keep it together and keep everybody calm is paramount. It's paramount to dealing with your suppliers, dealing with your creditors, dealing with whatever crisis comes up. You need to be cool man Luke, and you need to handle. You may be totally panicking on the inside, but there are times to keep it together, and this is one of them, and we call that poise. Business tip number 3, whatever the issue is, you need to process it and process it fast. If you have several issues in a row, write them down, prioritize them, and deal with each issue one at a time, making decisions, keeping your poise, and processing the issues. I love that scene. One of my favorite movies is Apollo 13. And you'll notice that when they check their air supply and they're doing some tests, that all mayhem breaks loose. And back in NASA's location, everything's going crazy. And they said, let's just process the issues one at a time. Let's just figure out what they are. We're going to go through them one at a time. And he said, no one has ever died on my watch. Certainly not going to start today. I agree with that completely. Whatever the issue is, you're going to process them. You're going to maintain poise, and you're going to do it decisively. That's how you deal with crisis management. That's what I'm studying. Anything I learn, I throw the fence to you because I want you guys to be awesome. Go back to sleep.